What's up, you guys? This is Rob from The Gay Guy Plays, and today on Dressed to Kill, we're going to be taking a closer look at the Nezha Deluxe collection. Now, as always, I'm going to provide you guys a couple different looks for inspo, then we're going to go ahead and jump on in and take a look at the Sayandanas, as well as the armor sets that fit well with this one. Then, by popular demand, we're going to be going ahead and swapping out the helmets, as well as the body skins, to take a look at what combos work well. Now, there's a lot to cover, so let's get dressed. So, kicking things off, we have what is known as my iconic Rob look. As always, we are rolling with that rose gold. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you, I was going to go back and tweak this a little bit more. However, in the comment section of the previous video, they're like, I need the color codes to that one. Let me know that that specific look is going to be in there. And I was like, you know what, let's not fuck with it. Let's make sure to let the people have what they want. I really like the pops of red in this, mainly because of the fact that, you know, as many people are aware, red is a very powerful color in the Chinese culture. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, Nezha is actually a character built off of Chinese legend, mythology. I'm not really sure which, I don't know how that applies, but he is based off of one of the Lotus Princes. I think it's either the 3rd or the 6th Lotus Prince. It's either one of these or 2 of these. I'm not 100% sure. So if you guys are at all curious why the base model of Nezha looks so boyish, looks so youthful, and isn't necessarily the typical body type for, you know, a space action game, it's because he is based off of like a character that's supposed to be about like 12. He's a youngin'. He's like, I don't even think he's hit his teens yet, and that's why he always looks so youthful and so playful. But as you can see here with the deluxe model, they definitely have amped it up quite a bit. They've got a lot of the traditional Chinese things in there, just like that dragon lion. Listen, the dragons that they have, I sound so racist against my own country here. I'm just letting you know there is a little bit of Chinese in me. Just before I get in trouble. But you know, in all of the celebrations that they have, it is like a dragon lion looking thing, and that's what's coming out the back with all the fire, and it looks so dope and so cool. So I figured that this was a great mix of traditional with that red and with a little bit of Rob sprinkled in with the rose gold. Moving along, one of the things that I'm sure you guys are fully aware of is the fact that I love to turn things on its head. Now, if I'm going to be honest with you, there is a little bit of a trope that I feel like Nezha fits in quite well, and because of the fact he's got this big throwing disc on his back, there's another character that I feel like he kind of relates with as well, and that is Yuffie from Final Fantasy VII. Now, the thing that these two characters have in common, or at least in my brain they have it in common, is they're very happy, bubbly, childlike, you know, creatures, but deep down inside they've got like dark hidden secrets. And this is kind of like what I wanted to do when I created this look. I wanted something dark, something demonic, something verging on the kind of like look of like nightmare fuel, and like, ooh, just something sinister, something absolutely sinister, almost like all of your dark secrets coming out. And I also like the use of kind of like this purpley, whitish kind of flames, because I almost think of it as kind of like ghostly specter fire, and that is definitely the way that I was going with this. We used a lot of kind of like oil slicky like tones to bring out something deep, dark, and demonic. And last but definitely not least is the complete opposite from the previous look. Now, if I'm going to be frank with you, I actually had a different look in mind when I was working on this third one. I was going to go with a bronze and like a blue, and I was just kind of like, it's kind of boring. I've kind of done it before. But one of the things that I did really love about the Nezha Deluxe skin is it actually has two metallics. And one is, you know, the traditional metallic that we see on the accent color. And then there's, of course, one on the secondary, which is more of that silky, reflective kind of metallic. So I figured what would happen if I took rose gold, put it on the secondary, and then use like a rosy metallic on the accent. And I was like, all right, I'm kind of feeling this. And I was going through it a little bit, and I was like, what if I make things ivory and kind of like very ethereal, almost like monotone, almost kind of using the mid-tones to bridge the gap between the rose gold and the rose metallic, and just kind of working from there. And I came up with this, and I really ended up liking it. Now, I know it falls into the typical Rob trope of he just uses grays on everything. I know that's a meme that's out there. I know you guys have said it. It's been spoken. I've seen it on the forums and in other places, but let me just tell you right now, sometimes it just looks good. Sometimes you just gotta go with what looks good, right? And I'm kind of into it, so I thought that I would go ahead and embrace my love for all of the grays and the grays and the rose golds and the rose metallics, and just kind of like dump it out into one look. And I did want to kind of create something that was very starkly different from the previous look, almost kind of like the light angelic version of it. So this is definitely probably, oh, I want to say it's my favorite look of the bunch, but I really like the first one too. Go ahead and leave in the comments below which one was your favorite of the three. Alrighty, so before we move along, I figured I would go ahead and touch on the Nezha Empyrean Collection. So as you can see here, the Nezha Empyrean skin on its own is 150 plat. However, if you pick up the collection, it's 225 plat, so that's 75 plat more. You get a Sayandana and a single dagger skin. Now, I do want to make note of it, as always, all of these items are exclusive to the collection bundle. Now, if you pick up the skin on its own, you won't be able to pick up these items individually. You'll have to buy the bundle again with another skin, and it's gonna be all of that. So just keep that in mind. If you like what the dagger looks like, if you like the Sayandana, and you've got a little bit of extra plat to burn, definitely go for the collection, because you're not gonna be able to get these items anywhere else. Oh, it's been a long day. Alrighty, so before we jump into Sayandanas, I wanted to go ahead and show off the Ting dagger skin. This is a single dagger skin. Unfortunately, I was under the impression that it was going to be a dual dagger skin, but you know, fuck me, I guess. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. It holds true to the double metallics thing, and I really do like one of the things that they did is they had the high polished metallic on the accent, and the secondary, instead of making a metallic that shined just as bright as it still kind of has that satiny silky feel that kind of goes along with the textures that you find on the main skin. This is one of the things that I've been complaining about a lot when it comes down to DE and their deluxe skins. I'm like, for some reason the accessories textures never ever like match up, but this time they did it first time around without me having a bitch and moan about it. So let's go ahead and take a look at Sayandanas when it comes to Nezha. Now, Sayandana's on Nezha is going to be tough, mainly because of the fact that he has crazy lion dragon thing on his back. Now, as you can see, we are taking a look at the Bee's House Sayandana, and this one actually fits almost perfectly over it. As you can see right there, it does not attach directly to the lion dragon head, but instead kind of floats on the disc that sits on Nezha's back. However, as you can see, it frames it perfectly. You get to see the eyes. It's almost like this crest that's on it, and it has these two almost like side dangly things that I think are great because they don't obscure the face of the lion back. Now, that's the big painful thing when it comes to picking out Sayandanas for Nezha, mainly because of the fact that either you need a Sayandana that completely obscures the lion, just hides it so no one can see it, or, you know, something that will kind of frame it well. I've tried a bunch of different ones. Actually, I haven't tried this one yet. One here actually kind of works a little bit. It looks like it's kind of like horns coming out of the lion's face. Okay, so we're giving the Bennu Sayandana a thumbs up. So Buzzhow, Bennu. The other one that I really liked on it was, where is it? Well, actually, this one kind of works as well. So as you can see, it's kind of like, it's got a lot of that fieriness that matches. It doesn't completely cover the face. However, that one's not my favorite, but I figured as long as we're going down the list, we might as well do that. The other one I missed out on is the Yaksha. That's the one that I was looking for. So this one actually has a really cool attachment point, which is practically the same as the back holder things. Now, again, it's not my favorite, but I know a lot of people like a lot of the Drakeby stuff, and I think that the attachment points are really, really good. Color this one appropriately, because of course I haven't colored it appropriately for what it looks like, but I think that that one works fairly well. There were a couple other ones that I really liked. Unfortunately, the Dual Volpi Sayandana, which is of course made by Volkavi, which is the same person who did the concept art for this, doesn't hang as well as the Yaksha, so I would have to say a pass on that one. But you know, just so you're aware, you can kind of force it to work if you want it to work. One of the ones that I thought was really kind of like funny to me, this isn't a good one, I'm just letting you know it's not a good one, I just thought it was entertaining, was the Maralik Sayonana. It's great because it kind of covers it up, but it to me, the reason why I like this in a very funny way is almost because it's like you're playing peekaboo with the dragon line. It's like, oh, I kind of see you, I kind of don't. It's just me being dumb, but you know, I mean, it looks good from the front. And if you kind of want that little peekaboo-ness from the back, I was like, it's not bad. It's not bad. Another one that I found interesting was a Noso Sayonana. It covers it up almost completely, except you get 1, 2, 3 eyes. Rob pays attention to the weirdest shit. I'll tell you that right now. Rob pays attention to the weirdest shit, but you get 1, 2, 3 eyes, and it looks like you got horns coming out of it. So if you're into that. And of course, we have the Officium, which, interestingly enough, the way that they place it almost looks like a projector on the top of the lion's head, and you can kind of see all of the energy effects on there. I'm not saying that it's my favorite. If I'm going to be honest with you, my favorite is nothing. Don't put anything on it. I don't like, you know, like, that's kind of interesting too. But in general, I just rather have nothing on it than have something covering it up, because I personally think that it is gorgeous. The modeling on it is absolutely gorgeous, and I would rather leave it blank than put anything on it, if I'm just... That's just my opinion. Okay, so speaking about armors, there are definitely a couple here that I feel are winners, and some that I think you could kind of work with. One of them is the Atavist. I think this is one of those ones that you can kind of work with. Again, it's not my 100% favorite, but I think it definitely does fit his shape. It's just kind of odd because it's like you're putting armor on top of a shawl, and that definitely throws me off a bit. Another one that kind of works is the Edo Prime. Now, this is one of those ones that, you know, kind of has a reputation of working on pretty much everything. This one, I'm like, it kind of, yeah, you could make it happen. It's not necessarily my favorite of the bunch, but it's definitely something that is passable. Now, the ones that I do really like on this are the Syrinx. You guys have seen me use a Syrinx so much that I feel like you guys are probably tired of it. But one of the things that I do want to show off with the Syrinx that I think is really interesting is the placement of the thigh. So let me do that real quick, because I was like, Syrinx is gonna look dumb because of the weird thigh things that they put on him, but it actually made it work just a little bit. So let me see if I can get everything kind of set up. Syrinx, LMAO, PQ. I know some people are like, Rob, you know, you could just kind of just look it up by name, but I'm stubborn, so that's not the way that it's gonna go. I think this is the one that we need to look for. And when it comes to this one, LMAO, PQRS, look at that. They like made it fit so nice and well. Like, it actually fits. And so for me, that's kind of like ingenious. That's really not the leg I was trying to show it off on. But I was like, oh my god, that is so, they made it fit, and I'm kind of shocked. So that's how the Syrinx would look, and I really like it for bulking Nezha up a little bit. He already looks a lot bulkier in this state. However, I do have to admit, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know, sometimes I like making people look like linebackers. The next one that I want to go ahead and point out is the Vetala. The Vetala set. This one I actually really like on him. You do have to play around with the colors a little bit because some of them are kind of, you know, not in the right place, but this is kind of gonna be my winner for like which one I think looks the best. This one I'm like, yes, take this one home to mama. This is definitely one that works, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I just need to change around the metallics on it so that it's the appropriate metallics. I love the way that it looks on the legs. So as you can see right here, I love those kind of bars. There is another one that I want to show off before we finish up the armor segment, is the Spritsail. Now, I actually really like the Spritsail on him. I don't think it's the best look, but I definitely think it's a look that you can kind of tweak and work with. But the reason that I love it is because of the fact that the legs, you got this kind of like circular area here, and then you got this circular area here. It kind of creates some really, really good shapes on him. So I don't know, for me, I'm gonna say that yes, this is a go. This is definitely one that will work. Is it at the top of my list for favorites? No, not quite, but I definitely think you can make this one work. So that's about it for the armors. I'm sure that there are some that you guys love. Toss those down in the comments, but we're gonna go ahead and move along. Alrighty, so last but not least is the thing that you guys love the most, is when I go ahead and swap helmets and bodies so you can take a look at the way things pan out. I've had a lot of people tell me that they really like, you know, X, Y, and Z helmets on the body, yada, 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 so on and so forth. I took a quick glance at them, and I'm not as excited as you guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at how this looks. So with the original Nezha helmet, I just laugh, because for me, all of these helmets make him look like he has no neck. It looks like he's atlasing, and you guys are like vibing on it, and I'm like, I hate to burst your bubble, but me personally, I'm not super duper into it. Ooh, I didn't know that the Circa helmet had a little bit of metallic on there. I still hate the Circa helmet though, because I don't like those weird disc things on there. I'm just not into it. But I could see how somebody could be into that. The Divine helmet. I love his little glowing eyes, but the fact that there's no metallics in there to kind of like go along with it, I'm gonna pass. The Jinza helmet, a lot of people were really excited about. And you know what? If they made his ribbons metallic, they kind of did it a little bit better. I could see the Jinza working really, really well with it. But the only thing is, we've got these great metallics on the legs that don't carry up to the ribbon on the back, and we have no metallics on the back of the head. So those things are good to like piss me off. But if you can look past that, I actually do think that the Jinza looks really, really good on it shape-wise. Texture-wise, not as good. And lastly, the Yaksha helmet. I get how some people could like it, but me personally, I'm gonna say it's a no for me. I'm gonna say that it's a no for me. I just don't think that it fits. I'm gonna be sticking, as always, to the matching Empyrean helmet because I just think that it's the best look so far. However, let's go ahead and take a look at the little different bodies. Now somebody was saying that, oh, the Nezha, the Empyrean skin makes him taller. I don't really think it does. It's such a big change. His little boy body is back. We're gonna pass on that. That one looks slightly better, but not by much. I forget how he got so thick. He got so thick in this one that, like, seeing him in contrast, I'm like, oh, baby boy, you back to your child state. Alright, let's take a look at the Yaksha state. I think the Yaksha could work. I think the Yaksha could work with some tweaking. But it's just his little boy body. His little boy body. Look at how thick. He looks so much thicker, and it's really like he got some okay, this is inappropriate. Yup. Oh, look at that, but it got perky. It got perky. He's doing the back, the back thing where you like arch your back a little bit so your booty looks a little more perk. I'm like, all right, Nezha. I mean, call me a traditionalist, but me personally, I like the helmet with the base skin. I know you guys like to experiment and do all of your fun stuff. Regardless, I absolutely love the skin. I think that Skyers did such a great job with it. And I know some of y'all are still standing that Nida skin, but I think that right now this one, at least me personally, kind of outdoes it. The Nida skin has a lot of metallics and has a lot of crazy eyes. This doesn't have as many eyes, which I like, but it's also got several different metallics that kind of like work along with it too. So I'm in love. But listen, if you disagree, put that in the comments below too. But that about does it for me for now. And as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I got all highlighted for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I wanted to embrace the metallics. Regardless, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.